and welcome to the Viral Virtue Show, the show where we promote a culture of good character, morals, and values. My name is Big OJ.
We know.
And in the studio with me today, I have Abi and OC. Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Amazing,
Good like
amazing.
that.
You look great today.
Thank you. Big OJ, Big OJ,
Oh my
thanks.
God, you should not have said that.
Today we're going to be having an amazing conversation, as we always do, right? And there's a topic that's quite, but let me leave it to OC to bring us up to speed.
Yes, so today our topic would be opposite gender friendships. You know that he's my best friend, but you're a guy,
Exactly.
a woman, and so you have married couples, and then the wife has a best friend that is a guy, that sort of thing. So we've been wondering, how does it start? And if it's even possible to have an opposite gender friendship, someone that is truly your friend, which you have no other kind of relationship other than something platonic and sincere. So that's an interesting topic to
It's
I'm
right.
excited. I can't wait for our guests.
I know. So the general idea out there is that it's impossible to have a member of the opposite sex be a best friend, for lack of a better word. But we're here to see if it's possible. We're going to discuss what being a best friend is and if it's possible to have that kind of friendship from the opposite gender. So there are 5 things I've thought about this, and I would like to share with you before we comment. Yeah, 5 things I've thought about this. So here are my 5 things. I believe that it's not impossible to have opposite gender friendships, but you must keep things intentionally platonic, because it's very easy to cross the line. You must respect each other's feelings at all times, because yes, it's possible not to know when your jabs are hurting the opposite gender. What guys can take, maybe the girl may be struggling to take. Number 3, you should know your boundaries, because without it, you can easily slip into false romance. You may have an opposite gender friend, and then one day somebody is crying, and then you comfort the person, and then you think you are catching feelings, but that's not the case. You must be able to draw boundaries and say what is allowed and what is not allowed. Your friendships, you must deal with these kinds of friendships wisely, because you are going to be open to a lot of criticism, and so you need to be able to withstand what the criticism can bring. In fact, for many people, the biggest issue is the spouse of the friend. You may have a wife or a husband who just doesn't understand why it's the opposite gender that you are insisting that it's your best friend, So you want to take care of that, and so but opposite gender friendship is great, because my last idea is because it opens your minds up to more, just a broader way of looking at things. If you were all girls, there'll probably be a way all girls looked at it, but if you have someone of the opposite gender, they'll just inject it with a bit of something different to help you change your perspective. So those are my 5 things. And so we'll be going on a break. And when we come back, I'd like to hear what these troublemakers have to say. They have a lot to say. So when we come back, please don't go away.
Welcome back. So if you're just joining us, this is the Viral Virtue Show, the show that promotes a culture of good character, morals, and values. And I have an amazing guest in the house. His name is Faith. Well, before we go to him, before he tells us a bit about himself, Big OJ wanted to say something before the so spill it.
You know, before the break, while she was talking and giving out her 5 things, I was squinting with my left eye because at some point I've been in that mix of having
Friend zone.
so not necessarily friend zoned, having someone who saw me as her best friend, right? And as you said about, as you spoke about drawing the putting boundaries and all of that, and being that shoulder that someone feels they can lean on. Before you know, while they are leaning on the shoulder, the head now stretches to want to lean on
The boats, you know?
that kind of stuff, right? So personally, I was in that space, and at some point, it's moved to wanting to lean on the hat. And I promise you, I did not even know what to do. Like when she was bold enough to tell me, okay, I see you beyond just being my
Best
friend.
friend. So, you know, it takes two. You might think that, okay, no, this is what it is.
Yes.
But actually, it's not what it is for the, you know, other party. So let's go to Faith. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you too for
Great to
having
be
me.
here.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Faith Dandaura. I work with the Christian Broadcasting Network.
I love it.
I'm the executive assistant to the regional director. So everything admin.
I love it.
Those behind the papers. That's what I do. I'm married with 2 beautiful girls.
Amazing.
Do you have an opposite gender best friend?
Best friend.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that term best is very relative.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, I have an issue. So just generally, how will you explain opposite gender best friend? Let's start from there.
I'll start with that that term best.
Okay.
It's a very relative term, and your acquaintances should be. Well, let me come from my own point of view.
Great.
You know, I'm thinking about it. You know, I've not really sat down to say, okay, who are my best friends? What is the definition of a best friend? Maybe someone that will be there for you, you know, in rain and in
exactly, through thick and thin.
But you know, they're having the kind of relationship I have with my maker. You know, it puts you growing in that relationship, gets you to a point where you understand that you can't rely on any, and you can't have that, and you are not God too, so you can't be that. Because there's a finite, there's someone finite, that you have as that
One and
person
all?
to lean on,
Okay.
that person to lean on. So I now understand that I can't be that to anybody, and no one can be that to me. You know, so that term best is very relative.
Okay.
But I do have,
Close friend.
Okay.
Well,
We're just talking about when somebody has an opposite gender friend that really has left the sphere of concern into sphere of influence.
Okay.
Yeah, so do you have one?
Well, a couple.
Okay.
A couple, not one.
Female.
Okay.
Sorry.
Opposite sex, yes.
Okay, great.
A couple.
Okay.
And they are really close to you?
Yes, they are close. They're really close, yeah. But my first definition still stands.
Okay.
So it still seems platonic, very, very, very platonic.
Okay, so can I narrow it down to the marriage now, the marriage circle? Now, the best friend or the close friend you're talking about, is it just your close friend, or is it your wife and, you know, together?
Yeah.
Is it a close friend to the family?
Yes, well, that's one rule. If I'm going to have close friends of the opposite sex, they will have to be friends of the family.
Yeah.
Because I would prefer that my wife is comfortable with everyone
I'm friends with.
that I am friends with, who are of the opposite sex.
For your peace of mind.
Not just my
avoid
peace of
stories
mind.
that touch.
Exactly.
Not just to avoid stories that touch, but, have that appearance, keep away that appearance. I'm sorry, I'm going Bible on
No,
you, but
go
keep
ahead.
away
Yes,
their,
please,
That's
go
what
on.
we
their,
do.
the Bible says
that
that
flee.
promotes the culture
appearance of evil.
of good character,
character,
morals,
morals,
and
Okay.
values. That's the
Yes.
bedrock.
And the
of-
values come from the
yeah.
Bible.
Beautiful. So the Bible says flee all appearances of evil.
Evil,
So
yeah.
we want to avoid that appearance. So it's best to get her as comfortable as possible. So even if I have someone she doesn't know, I introduce her to that person to set that platform.
I think that's really amazing, and that's where I am. That's my point of view. That's my perception about this whole thing. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, our conversation continues.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us on Heart to Heart.
It's good to have you both on the program.
It's our pleasure to be here.
What is the truth? I've been singing for as long as.
Program that allows you into the world of your favorite artists as they share their personal stories with you.
And we realized on the second day it wasn't improving.
And there are many people who have been there and have compromised.
People go from admiring these people and forget that these people are really human.
The program gives you the opportunity to really see the person behind every performance you see.
See how it changed my life. See how it washed me clean.
Watch episodes of Heart to Heart on Flame TV.
Welcome back. So if you're just joining us, this is a show that promotes a culture of good character, morals, and values. And we have Faith in the house, doing justice to this topic. Faith, I would like to ask, is it possible to have an opposite gender best friend as a married person?
Opposite gender best friend.
Yes. Now, I know you have the thing about best close friend. Is it possible?
Yes, I think it is possible. When you have you have certain perimeters in place or a system in place to guide how that relationship works, then I would say it's possible.
Yeah, I think too that it's possible, but I think it's risky because the line is really thin. So, what are the risks involved in having, Osi, I can see you're thinking. No, I believe that it's possible, but I think there are risks involved.
I think there's that thin line, right? That if not well identified, thought through, like I just shared my example.
Yeah.
Like someone that can just call and be like, this is what's happening right now. Someone that can just call and be like, can we go out to this place? And like, it's just chill. Everybody knows that, you guys are just chill. You guys are guys. That kind of stuff. But if the boundaries are not set, and many times when you see this person as my friend, especially when it's something that graduates, you're not able to say, okay, hey, as we start growing into closer friendship, let's watch out for this, because it doesn't even come to your mind that can happen.
Yeah.
Right? So my thoughts.
Great. So what I'm thinking now, I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
So I have a best friend. I have a guy who's my best friend before marriage, before I got into a relationship, and he was just my guy. Like, I tell him everything. Of course, we have, you don't sleep with him, but he was just really close, just like the things.
Can lean on.
Not the one that is crossing into the hand, but, really, really close. And then you get married. How do you navigate that transition? Let's say you get married and your wife should be all of that to you. How do you navigate that transition? Now, do you end the relationship or how do you ease your wife into that relationship?
Okay. First of all, when you're courting your wife, because based on what you said, the relationship was existing before you got married. So you got married while having that friendship, right? So first of all, I would recommend that you, like I said, you introduce her to for me,
yes,
you introduce her to your wife,
yeah,
and then you have to redefine
The friend, the
Yes,
relationship.
you have to consciously redefine the boundaries, redefine it, and you both make sure you come to a point where there's a consensus. You say, okay, these are the limits of our friendship. First of all, we will never be found in any place, just the two of us.
Okay.
It has to be a public place. Like Billy Graham said, he said one of the things that's kept him out of scandals is not being in the same vehicle with a lady without his wife being there, or being in public places without, being in private places. Now, private places where it's just the two of you, or you want to discuss heart-to-heart matters, and you now find a place where it's secluded, where nobody has access. No, that's where the risk now comes in, or that appearance of evil comes in. So it's better that you guys have made a decision that we've spelled out the parameters for making this friendship work. If not, and then you first of all have to make sure that your wife is comfortable with it.
Good.
If she's not comfortable with that, then I'm sorry. You have to it has to end.
Or also a switch, if the person is not comfortable with your wife or your spouse, because I've spoken to a couple of people, this guy had a best friend, and he was trying to ease the wife into the relationship or the friendship, but she just could not stand the wife. And so in that case, for me, I'll say just kill the friendship. So,
it's highly recommended that you don't go any further, because you begin to create grounds for miscommunication.
Yes, but when the boundaries are set right, it's nice to have,
Yes, I even feel like at some point as I prepare to make you guys play one weird game, I hope you get it. I feel like we need to also, these gender friendships, you may not realize that when you have someone you're confiding in very intimate matters, it can trigger off all sorts of reactions, all sorts of false feelings of friendship, emotions within you. So there are even certain things you should withdraw from communicating, whether or not you are about to be married, whether you are married or not. There should be some sort of line that you draw. Otherwise, it may cross one day. And let's not be naive.
Of the devices
our
of the devil.
systems can go against our better judgment. So it's not like you don't know that our values are, we don't want to cross this line. But when the motor systems kick in, because you are confiding too intimately in an issue, then you might just find yourself in a place that looks like, you are like, how did I get here? And stuff like that. So we need to be very careful of that. So I have a special game. I don't know if we can do this game. So can you help me pass the cups there?
Okay. Okay, let me bring the cups.
To lighten things up, this is a very tense topic,
Yeah.
We really go at it, and we can, we're all trying not to say
certain things,
not arguing about where we stand on the matter.
Yes.
So let's lighten things up with our games. So our guest and OJ.
Are
we
you
are going to play? Yes, it's a men's thing. We're going to play the men's thing today.
Okay.
So the dice.
Oh, okay.
We have 2.
Yes.
Okay, I'll put that there. So, Mr. Faith.
Yes.
You are going to wear one of these cups on your arm.
Okay.
I hope your
OJ
hand
is
can
going to wear,
wear it in just like this.
So?
Yes. And then together, you are going to lift one of these dice.
Big OJ's hand.
It's too big.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, but I think I can work with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, should we give him a best friend, opposite gender friend right now? Maybe.
I don't mind.
The boundaries
have been set.
They've been
Okay.
defined,
So let's do this. You and him, please together try to use the bottom of your cups to lift your die, and let's see if you can put it here.
Okay.
Like you can place it on the other one.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Who invented this game?
I don't know. Some wicked guy out there.
How, I think? Okay. All right. I hope I'm good this way.
Yes.
Not the bottom.
Let's help them. This one looks hard. They can put it inside. Can you lift it? Can you see it?
There is a resistance. There is a resistance.
What is the resistance?
The resistance is
like
coming from the forefront of the cup. Yes. So Can you tilt your hand back a bit?
This is a crazy game.
Good.
Oh, it's too far.
So
Put
we'll
it
help
inside
put
the
inside the
cup.
cup. Put inside the cup.
the cup.
That's great. That's great.
Okay, are we still doing this or we are good?
No, I think we are good.
We're good.
Yeah, you guys did very well. You did very well.
great.
You did great. You did great. That's
so we
amazing.
stuck to our boundaries.
Yes, the boundaries were
Yes.
It's
defined.
possible.
It's possible, but you see that it has to be properly.
Yes,
Planned.
hence the system. Hence the
Yes.
system.
The system was put in place.
Yeah.
So thank you for being part of the conversation today, for watching this episode of the Viral Virtue Show. If you want to sponsor this show, please just go through the details that are scrolling on your screen, and then you can sponsor this show. Till next time, this is the Viral Virtue Show.
Bye.
Should they leave yet? There's something we always do at the end of our conversation.
Oh, yes, you almost forgot.
We get our guests to sign and leave their mark
On the sands
right?
of time.
On the sands, on the pillow of time.
I see.
All right.
So we'll have you sign here.
Do you want this page?
Where do you want this page?
Let's
Or
do
do
this.
you want a new page?
All right.
There's
Okay.
Well, since it's not yet full. Okay. Wow. This is interesting. I'm
And then I
left-handed.
get to
Feel free.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
and then I get to do my magic with the camera.
Okay.
Come in for a selfie.
Okay, maybe I
All
should.
right.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
want me to
Yes.
keep this at
Yes,
the back?
please.
Thank you. Great.
Well,